everyone, welcome back to video number 3 for your Purmaids. Hopefully you are all at the same stage as me. You have nailed the short row shaping. That was easier than you thought, wasn't it? And now we are ready to begin row 48. Row 48 is a nice, simple row. We're no longer turning our work, we're just going back to working in continuous rounds. And this row is going to be a single crochet into every stitch all the way around. So all 36 stitches. Now, the one stitch you don't want to miss is this one here that you marked, this little tiny one. It's a little tricky to see, but that you want to go into that one. So one single crochet in every stitch all the way around, not forgetting this little tiny diddy stitch, and you will have 36 stitches by the end of this round. Row 49, you're going to pop a single crochet in the next 27 stitches. So single crochet, 27 stitches. Then you are going to decrease, invisible decrease, 3 times. So you're working over the next 6 stitches, decrease 3 times. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then pop a single crochet in your remaining 3 stitches. So at the end of row 49, you'll have 33 stitches. All right, row 50, single crochet into every stitch all the way around. So 33 stitches. Row 51, you are going to single crochet into the next 26 stitches. Decrease 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then end with a single crochet, just 1. So at the end of row 51, you will have 30 stitches in total. Row 52, single crochet in every stitch around, so you'll have 30 stitches. Lift up a loop your stitch marker in that loop so it doesn't, so you don't lose a stitch. Now we are going to stuff the tummy and the sort of big old bottom of the Purmaid. So you want to keep the neck free of stuffing, because when she lies on her back, you want the head to, hang on, let me put it this way, you want the head to tuck in. If you've got too much stuffing, then she's not going to lie flat on her back. So you need her head to knock in a little bit. I'm being quite exaggerated with it here, but you'll see what I mean. So go ahead and stuff the sort of body section here to the sort of tummy, and then I'll meet you back here in just a second. Remember to gently shape as you stuff. As you're stuffing, don't forget you want to leave the back somewhat flatter than the sort of tummy area on the front. You want to maintain this sort of flattish back. Okay, so I've stuffed the tummy area. I haven't really stuffed, I've got some loose stuffing, but I haven't really stuffed past this point. So there's no stuffing in here. So it's just sort of hanging around in this sort of tummy area. Now, she will have a wobbly head because you haven't put any stuffing in her neck, but it does mean if you lie her down, she lies on her back like that. Okay, so for the next few rounds, we are going to be doing some slip stitching. Now, word of advice, you may want to do these slip stitches a bit looser than you normally would, because otherwise you're going to really struggle to get your hook into them on the next round following the slip stitch rounds. So just a heads up, you want to be a little bit more loose on the slip stitches for the next few rounds. Round 53. 8 single crochet. Then we're going to do 10 half double crochets. So yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, come back through, you've got 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. 10 half double crochets. Just want to check I did 10. I feel like I lost count somewhere along the way. 8, 10, 4, 6, 8. Okay, no, we're all right. Then you're going to do 8 single crochets. Now you're going to do 4 slip stitches, and these are the ones you want to keep looser than you'd normally have a slip stitch. So you're going to do 4 slip stitches, but just try and keep it loose because you want to be able to get your hook in them on the next round. It will still be tricky, but just a sort of loose slip stitch over the next 4 stitches. So you'll have 30 stitches in total. Round 54, we're going to do exactly the same thing again. 8 single crochet. Ten half double crochets. oops, I went into the space there instead of into the actual stitch. Eight single crochet, then you're going to do 4 slip stitches. Now, just like before, try and keep them loose because they're going to be a nightmare to try and work into in the first place. So we're going to do 4 slip stitches on top of the 4 slip stitches from the row below. So at the end of row 54, again, you will have 30 stitches. Row 55, we're going to start with 1 slip stitch. Again, try and keep them loose if you can. Then mark that stitch. 7 single crochet. 10 half double crochet, 'Check your stitch counts as you go. 7 single crochet, and then you're going to end the round with 5 slip stitches. Now again, try and keep them loose if you can. Then pull up a loop, pop your stitch marker in that loop, and it's time to stuff the bottom of your Purmaid. So when you stuff and gently shape. So I'm kind of pulling my hands here along where you're going to be sort of shaping. So you want this to be like a curve, a nice curve. You don't want it sticking out as an angle. So spend a little bit of time just shaping this bottom area. You can leave this as a sort of rounded dip because the tail is going to come up with stuffing as you shape it up and around. So go ahead and just spend a little bit of time just shaping her bottom. Okay, so I'm not going to put too much more stuffing in mine because I am using a larger hook than I'd normally recommend for the purposes of this tutorial. If I put too much more stuffing in, it's going to start really stretching these stitches. Hopefully you are using a smaller hook with your recommended yarn rather than me upscaling for the purposes of a video tutorial. But you can see I've sort of shaped her so she's got like a gentle curve coming around, and I'm sort of tucking and folding on the inside here to sort of shape this external section here. A lot of amigurumi can be improved or look more polished if you spend a fraction longer than you usually would just taking care with the shaping when you stuff. If you really want that, just that nice finished look, spend a little bit of time just making sure that you're smoothing around and you're checking the shape before you continue. Okay, row 56. You're going to do a decrease followed by 7 single crochet. So decrease first, 7 single crochet. Ten half double crochet, seven single crochet, and then you are going to decrease twice. So 2 decreases over the next 4 stitches. And at the end of this round, you should have 27 stitches. These decreases are a bit of a pain because of course you're decreasing into slip stitches. Row 57, decrease twice. So that's 1 decrease. I'm going to mark it. 2 decreases. 4 single crochet. 11 half double crochet. 4 single crochet. And then decrease twice. And at the end of this round, you should have 23 stitches. For the next 2 rounds, row 58 and 59, we're going back to some slip stitches. So make sure you keep them nice and loose. And so the next 2 rounds are exactly the same. Slip stitch 6 times, 11 half double crochet, 6 slip stitch, which will give you 23 stitches. So 6 slip stitch, 11 half double crochets, 6 slip stitch. Do that twice for row 58 and 59. Remember, keep your slip stitches loose. That's row 58, and I'm going to repeat it for row 59. Okay, that's the end of row 59. It's starting to get more and more unwieldy to work on. So just take a moment, pull up a loop, put your stitch marker in it so it can't come undone. Just stuff the tail a little more. As this hole is getting more narrow, you want to fill and start shaping a bit more of the tail. Okay, she should be looking a little something like this. So we're now going to be working progressively in this direction, which means I'm going to do my best to try and keep in shot, but obviously she is getting rather in the way. And if you're at this stage too, you'll realize it's harder and harder to work on. Row 60. You're going to start with a decrease. Now you're working into slip stitches, which is a bit of a nightmare, but start with a decrease. Oops, I'm just going to mark that stitch, seeing as it fell off my hook. Six slip stitches. Eight half double crochets. Five slip stitch, then decrease. You should have 21 stitches in this row, and for row 61 you're going to pop a single crochet into each of those 21 stitches. So you can see she's starting to curve up and around. I'm running out of room for space between my camera and these stitches, so I'm just going to raise it up a little bit. Hopefully you'll still be able to see what I am doing. Okay, So you have just finished up round 65. So from this point on, we're only going to be getting smaller and smaller. So it makes sense to stuff the tail lightly as you go. So if you sort of pop a bit more stuffing in, so it's a sort of a shape as you make sort of gig from this point on. Little bit of stuffing, just whilst you still can. But not too much, because you don't want that stuffing to get in the way of your actual stitches. Okay, so your Purmaid is starting to look a little like this, hopefully. She's also becoming an absolute nightmare to try and work on. It is far easier to make this in your lap than it is on the table, I can assure you. So row 66, decrease twice. Then 12 single crochet and end on another decrease, which will give you 15 stitches in total. I'm just going to mark my first of those 2 decreases. For the next 3 rows, so row 67, 68 and 69, go around and put 1 single crochet in each of those 15 stitches for 3 rows, and I will meet you back here for row number 70. Seven single crochet, and then end on a decrease. You should have 11 stitches in total. Oops, wildly disappearing out of shot. Then for rows 71, 72 and 73, you are going to again just put 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So 3 rows of 11 single crochet. Okay, we are so nearly there. I've popped a little bit extra stuffing in. I'm stuffing as I go and sort of shaping the stuffing round in the direction I want it to go. So for row 74, you're going to decrease twice, then do 7 single crochet, which will give you a total of 9. It's almost impossible to work on this now. So 2 decreases and then 7 single crochet. 2 rounds of 9 single crochet. Round 77, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. That will give you 6 stitches. I'm going to attempt to do this on camera, but it is all going horribly, horribly wrong at this stage because I have no room. So single crochet, decrease 3 times. And then for your very last round, you are going to pop a single crochet in each one of those 6 stitches. When your final stitch is done, you can praise baby Jesus that you are done with the main body. So the only thing left to do is give yourself a little tail of yarn, snip it, pull your hook up and out through the stitches, and then grab a large eye tapestry needle, thread your needle, and then you are going to run this needle round the front loop of, oh, I hope I did it in shot, around the front loop, just like a running stitch of all your 6 single crochets that you have done. And then pull that and it will cinch the end of the tail closed. So hopefully your Purmaid looks like this. Hold on, I will pull up the camera a touch. Does she look like this? If you're stuffing, this is where you can shape it around. Give it a bit of a squish and a mould so she's lying how you want her to lie, because she lies flat on her back like this, ta-da, with her little fat belly and her little booty sticking out there. So I'm going to celebrate the fact that we made it through 78 rounds of single crochet together, 78 rounds. But we are not done yet. We still have her paws, her ears, and her mermaid tail fin to go, and that will be in the next video. Congrats on making it this far.